What's going on, everyone? This is Dave Sledge, and welcome to Your Wildest Dreams. This is going to be a brand new segment, a very rare one, because I will only do it if I have something exceptional. Typically on this channel, we do open discussions on real topics and the occasional skit every once in a while. It's good to have some fun. So the idea behind this segment is that I'm going to outline one of my dreams, and if anyone wants to share one of theirs, great. If not, you can just hear one of mine. I have nightmares every day because I grew up on horror movies and I'm pretty used to it. I don't even watch TV anymore. I watch lectures in my free time, but I still have nightmares every day. In the future, we will talk about the effects that media has, the long-lasting effects that media has on your brain. But today, we're going to talk about a dream I had. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe. We're here all the time. So the story goes, I was at a friend's house and there was some people there that I didn't know, but I didn't think much of it. I get a phone call. I look down at my phone and the name on the phone says Mr. T. And I know why it said that because we were talking about Mr. T the day before, me and my dad. So I get this phone call from Mr. T, and when I answer it, it was just like a weed dealer or something. So I answer the phone, but all of a sudden the noise in the room is getting too loud. And so this guy's getting pissed. He's literally getting mad at me because I'm taking too long to respond as I'm trying to run out the door so that I could hear him. So I get outside and I was like, yo, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. And he literally straight up tells me, I don't believe you. And he hangs up. So I called him back, I was like, hey man, I for real could not hear you. And he's like, yeah, I don't believe you, hangs up again. Right after that happens, my nose clogs up with snot. So I blow a snot rocket into the grass. But once I did that, it filled up again. So I did that like 3 or 4 times and it just keeps filling up and filling up. So I literally took my hand, I just grabbed a handful, a whole handful, and just fling it onto the ground. And then I'm wiping my hand all over the grass, disgusting. Right after that happens, someone comes walking by and they go to give me a handshake. So I go to give him a handshake and then I turn my hand into a fist to give him daps because I had snot all over my hands. When I did that, he was like, yo, why are you scared? And I was confused. I was like, what? Did you not just see that? I have snot all over my hand. And he literally goes, nah, yo, why are you hesitating? And I started getting worked up. I was like, yo, did you seriously not just see that? I have snot all over my hands. And just like the first guy, he's like, yeah, whatever, and walks away, pissed. Now the scene changes. I am now walking in the plaza with my dad, and he casually goes, oh, did you see what was on the ground over there? And I look back and I see a bunch of dismembered bodies in a circle. There was not a circle drawn around it, but they just seemed to be making a circle. So we walk over there and there's a cop just standing there, expressionless, with his hands on his hips, not saying shit. His hands on his hips, not saying shit, not doing anything. He was almost there just to be there. So we're up close and we're looking at these bodies are just dismembered in a perfect circle. And all of a sudden there's a girl on the other side of the circle. And she starts kicking body parts over to me. Literally, a hand and then an eyeball, I believe, kicks them over to me and they just roll all the way through the circle and land directly at my feet. And I didn't even think much of that because that's what I'm used to in my dreams. Again, I grew up on horror movies, don't get the wrong idea. So after that happens, I wake up in my apartment. And my bird, for one of my birds, I will show you, he is a sweetheart. I'll get you some seeds. I look over at my bird and he does this thing before he goes to sleep. He grinds his beak, which is typical, and he does a little head nod thing. So he's doing that and I'm like, oh, Leo, you getting tired, buddy? And he fucking, with a human voice, just says, I'll kill you. And I fucking swear to God, out of all the things I've ever seen in my dreams, I did not see that coming at all. So I fucking jumped back. I jumped back like 10 feet and I felt my body hit the wall. That scared the shit out of me. And then I woke up again. So now when I wake up, I definitely think I'm awake this time. It's pitch black, the neighbors are all asleep, and someone fucking bangs on my door like they're the cops. They just bang on the door as loud as they could. And right at that moment, I knew exactly what was gonna happen. I was like, I'm gonna get to the door, and when I open it, this person is gonna have just turned their back so I don't see their face. So I fucking ran to the door as fast as I could, and sure enough, as I opened the door, he had just turned his back on me and started walking away. So I'm like, I'm getting this motherfucker. And I start walking down the hallway, and as he starts going down the stairwell, I was like, oh, this is where I'm gonna catch him. I was like, I know I can fly down those fucking stairs. I'm gonna catch this guy. Once I got to the top of the stairs, and I think this person was me in a different body, by the way. I'll tell you why. When I got to the top of the stairs, there was an invisible wall. All of a sudden, I knew I couldn't pass. So when I realized that, I screamed down the stairwell, and I said, why are you doing this? And he said, of all things, he said, because your content isn't original. And I spent all day the next day trying to figure that out. And I actually did figure that out. And that was the end of the dream. Now, when I woke up, I was very shook. When I woke up, I was actually so shook because of the bird thing that I was pale white for like an hour and a half. I couldn't even go back to sleep for an hour and a half. But when I did go back to sleep and I woke up the next day, I spent all day thinking about the question, how is my content not original? Out of all things, that's how that dream ends? I didn't understand. And coincidentally, this person doesn't know this, but they will when they see this. Someone commented at the exact moment that I was still trying to figure out that question because of this dream. Someone commented and said that my content was very original. So big shout out to you. I don't use names on this channel, but huge shout out to you. But I still couldn't figure it out. How was my content not original, and why did it warrant that type of weird fucking dream? And I think I know exactly why. Because there's one video that was on my channel that got deleted. And that video, and I only deleted it because I didn't think I did a good enough job on it. But it was a video promoting a rap song that I knew was coming out from one of my favorite artists. Again, I would have kept it up. I just felt like I half-assed it and I didn't do him justice. But I think that was me telling myself to not get caught up in making that type of content. Don't get lost in doing videos about rappers. So this one is definitely not the most brutal dream I've had. It was actually it was a more chill dream of mine. But the things that I did not see coming, they shook me. They shook me. I don't understand. This was weeks ago. This was weeks ago, and I remember it like it was fucking 5 minutes ago. It's incredible. If you have any crazy dreams you would like to share, I would actually love to hear them. I actually love talking about dreams. I have nightmares all the time, and outside of one like this, they're typically predictable. But I love hearing what other people dream about. So if you have one you want to share, shoot them in the comments below. And if I get another exceptional one, we'll visit this again. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We're going to be here all the time.